As someone who is a music lover, especially a classic level, will learn when you talk to someone who listened to metal in the 80s, at the very mere mention of 80s metal, they'd respond in one of three ways. They'd say, wait, like Motley Crue and Poison? Or my personal favorite, I remember back when I had Insert Album here on cassette. But what about the middle? What about the bands that were too kick ass to be glam metal, but too mainstream to be underground or extreme? Such as Ozzy Osbourne and Van Halen, bands like those back in the early 80s. But for this week's album review, I'm going to do Guns N' Roses with their debut album, Appetite for Destruction. We start with easily the most famous song of all time, Welcome to the Jungle. Kicks off with one of the most iconic intros in hard rock and heavy metal history. And the song is a perfect description of the LA nightlife, and every time I listen to this song when I'm down, I feel better by the song, therefore I give it a 9 out of 10 rating. And track 2, It's So Easy. There's so many times where this has been like my go-to song for Raising Hell when I'm just pissed off and I want to feel better. Whether if it's in video games or I'm just in a pissy mood, anytime I listen to this song, I just want to have fun or kick some ass because it's a great song. So in that case, I'll give it a 10 out of 10. Night Train. With Night Train, do you know what the song needs? In the immortal words of Christopher Walken, it's more cowbell. I'm sure Rose can agree with me when I say that we need more Night Train. For those of you who don't know, Night Train is a type of cheap wine that was popular for the band's early days, especially in California. And this song is great for if you ever want to get loaded or drunk or just have a good time. So I'm going to give it a 8 out of 10 rating. Track 4 is Out to Get Me. Another badass song about the band's lifestyle from back in the days. Chronicles the various criminal activities or profiling before becoming famous. Everything about the song is killer in my opinion. The catchy chorus, the duo of Slash and Izzy perfectly complementing each other with Axl's vocal delivery, so I'm giving it an 8 out of 10 rating. Track 5 of Mr. Brownstone. The only thing that irks me just a little bit, actually doesn't even irk me, it kind of, what makes the song, gets me, into it, is they use the same intro from Atomic Punk by Van Halen. And the song's about Mr. Brownstone, which is a reference to a heroin dealer, and it's a catchy song in my opinion. But I'm giving it a 7 out of 10 because, it takes from fucking Atomic Punk by Van Halen, which is another badass song. Then the second hit on here is Paradise City, which is also the last song of side A. Song's still one of those few good songs that are radio friendly, but yet, badass at the same time. And it's such a good song that I can actually, vision myself in there with the fucking band in Paradise City while the song is playing. So I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10 rating. Then for side B, we have My Michelle. And what makes this song unique is the backstory of the song. It's about Michelle Young, who is friends with Axl Rose and Slash, and wanted a song about her. And boy, do they fucking deliver. It's just like any other song on here, in the sense where just how badass and, enjoyable it is. And I think this song is highly underrated, so it gets a 9 out of 10 rating, and it's basically about her life. Her dad used to work for a porn studio after her mom died of a heroin overdose. But yeah, it gets a 9 out of 10 rating, and track 2, Think About You, which is an ode to the party lifestyle. It describes the sex, drugs, and rock and roll aspect of being in a metal band. And this song's fucking epic in my opinion. The riff blends perfectly with Axl's vocals, so it gets a 10 out of 10 rating. Track 3, Sweet Child O' Mine, which is the last huge hit on the list, and it's the only song on here that's like a ballad. So that's what makes it feel just a little bit out of place, in my opinion. But it's still great to where it's not like cringy. It's not like Nothing Else Matters by Metallica, to where every time you hear it, you want to just fucking rip the radio out of your car and huck it out the window as it's playing. But this song is very well, and I think it's fuck. Sorry about that. I think this song is but yeah, I think this song is aged very well. And it's one where I feel like everyone should know even if you don't listen to classic rock or metal. It's one of those songs that's so fucking iconic and just pop culture in general. Everyone should know it. Just like everyone should know certain songs by the Beatles and Elvis. But that's just my opinion. If not, then to each their own. Then track 4 on here is You're Crazy. And now that the ballad has ended, we've reached the heaviest song on the album. It's about falling in love with Tramp, which I've done before multiple times. And it's the fastest and most aggressive song on here, so I recommend it to anyone who gets into Guns N' Roses or just heavy metal in general. So I'm giving that one an 8 out of a 10. Then track 5, Anything Goes. The only thing that makes me a little bit irked about this song is lyrically, because it's just more chorus than anything. But other than that, the song still goes hard as fuck. And if you ever want to sleep with someone, just jam out this song and see what she says. Which is, then I give this rating a 7 out of 10. Then our closer for this album is Rocket Queen. It's a song that has another interesting backstory about another former friend of the band in the early days, Barbie Von Grief, who started a band along with her roommate, and this is what she wanted to name the band. And everything about this song is hypnotic, catchy, and killer. It's my second favorite song on here, so I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. And so overall, I give this album a 9 out of a 10 because there's a few flaws, but unless you listen to it like a lot like I do, it's not really noticeable at first. But it's still fresh 31 years later. It doesn't feel dated like at all. And it's what late 80s metal should have sounded like, because in that era, everything in mainstream that was like glam metal sounded like a steaming dumpster fire fueled by Aquanet. But what do you guys think of this review? I know I fucked up a few times on it, so I apologize. I'm too lazy to just upload it onto, do another take, because having a mediocre day. And then these next 3 weeks, in honor of the late great Vinnie Paul, who passed away yesterday at the age of 54, I'm going to review an album by Pantera, Damage Plan, and fucking hell yeah. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I hope you guys enjoy my next 3 reviews, and I'll see you guys next time.